David Byrne didn't want to be the center of attention. He wanted to be part of the machine we know them as. The talking heads didn't get bigger by adding more personality. They did the opposite, by slowly stripping it away. Right when rock music was about ego, they started removing the human element. At the start, they were just 4 musicians in New York, playing tight, nervous sets at CBGB. No solos, no excess, no spectacle, just short songs built on repetition. Back then, it wasn't about expression. It was about structure, about control, about keeping everything contained. Songs like Psycho Killer weren't chaotic. They were controlled, measured, almost mechanical. Even the way David Byrne sang, detached, observational, like he was watching himself from the outside, like the emotion was happening somewhere else, and it worked. Critics locked in, audiences followed. The band stood out without trying to. They had an intentional system, but it became obvious that these systems had a problem. They repeat, they harden, they become predictable, even when they don't feel like it yet. So instead of making the sound bigger, they made it deeper. They brought in Brian Eno, not to polish what they had, but to dismantle it. Recording sessions stopped looking like a band. They became loops, a rhythm recorded, then repeated, a guitar part stripped down to its smallest piece, voices layered until they blurred together. No clear starting point, no clean ending. By the time they made Remain in Light in 1980, the idea of a band was already slipping. Songs weren't written anymore. They were assembled, built from fragments, and stacked until they held. The groove stays the same. The patterns don't resolve. The structure doesn't release. And slowly, the identity disappears inside it. Listen to Once in a Lifetime. It doesn't build, it cycles. The music doesn't move forward, you just sink deeper into it. And at first, that feels intentional. Then it starts to feel permanent. Because underneath all of this, there was a different idea forming. Not expression, erasure. If you remove ego, if you remove the performer, if you remove control, what's left? By the early 80s, that question wasn't theoretical anymore. It was happening inside the band. Creative tension. Who wrote what? Who owned the sound? A system that worked, but didn't feel like it belonged to anyone anymore. And then something strange happens. On stage, they start building it all back up. During the tour that would become Stop Making Sense, the performance doesn't start with a full band. It starts with one person, a tape loop, a rhythm. Then, one musician walks on, one instrument, then followed by another shortly after, then another. Piece by piece, the system rebuilds itself in front of you. Not chaotic, controlled. But this time, you can see it. You can see how fragile it is, how dependent every piece is on the other, how easily it could all fall apart, if even one part steps out. And that's the tension they never resolved. Because the more perfect the system became, the less room there was for the people inside it. And eventually, they stepped away from it. Not because it failed, but because it worked too well. Talking heads didn't lose themselves by accident. They built something that didn't need them, and once it existed, they had to decide, stay inside the system or disappear from it. If you're into this kind of band history, follow the channel, new stories every week.